Michigan. Wow. Could this be Governor Snyder's Watergate or Waterloo? I mean, this has been going on for quite some time. Governor Snyder of Michigan has these non-democratic special measures administrators. Basically, what happens, Benton Harbor and Flint are the two most prominent ones, is that these constituents have no elected representation anymore. The governor appoints someone to come in and they take over the day-to-day operations of the city. So this administrator decided that the water they were getting from Lake Michigan via Detroit was too expensive. So they instead decided to divert the Flint River to save money. Now, the EPA was very alarmed about this, and they warned about poisoning the Flint River water supply with lead because it's very corrosive in rivers. River water is much more corrosive than lake water. And the impact is on children because lead, once it gets into a child's body, stays there. It contributes to learning deficiencies and all kinds of issues. And it's been huge, and it's been going on for months. And they've been dumping this lead into the water system. Well, the cover-up apparently goes all the way up now to the governor's chief of staff. This just broke last night. And the state attorney, the federal prosecutor is now looking at what has happened here because they told everybody the water was fine, just keep drinking, when everybody knew there were very high levels of lead going into the
And this
water.
all came out through a Freedom of Information request?
Yeah.
You say they wanted change in Britain.
In Britain, yeah. I mean, it just is astonishing, the hubris and the arrogance and the sheer criminality. I mean, this reminds me so much of Chris Christie and Bridgegate. You know, the time for some traffic problems, and you know that we're going to do whatever we want to if we disagree politically, or because we have the power with which to so do it. I found myself just shaking my head.
The thing about these sorts of things as well is that it's very often the little people who get the information and are affected. And you know, these sorts of issues come out only because of digging of people who are, you know, asking difficult questions. And Freedom of Information Act in America, on which the UK one is modelled, is not perfect in America by any means. There are caveats. There are even greater caveats here, and they are going to get even bigger. And things like this simply won't come out. They won't come out.
Well, I mean, Michael Moore, the man.
Oh yeah.
He's from Flint, Michigan.
And his first film was about the closure of Flint, of the car plant.
Exactly. Roger and Me.
He
was looking for Roger Smith, the chairman of General Motors, to say, hey,
I love that film.
A fabulous film, a great documentary, and really, really well done. But again, what's left in Flint now? I mean, you know, property values have gone down. It's a largely African-American ethnic community, very, very poor. A lot of people on benefits. So who cares if they're, you know, it's like what you were talking about earlier about flooding in York.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, people need to care because this is affecting children. This is affecting adults. It's getting into their bloodstream. They can't drink the water. One woman had a Kickstarter campaign to get water, and she raised $50,000, and so she spends her weekends going out and delivering fresh bottled water to people of Flint. And
is this being pursued in the media in Michigan?
It's finally gotten there. I mean, Rachel Maddow, who I adore, she's from MSNBC, she's the cable network person, has been flogging this story since well before Christmas. And last night it finally broke, and CBS announced the story about the federal prosecutors. So it's starting to bubble onto the radar. And that's why I think this is going to become, just like Watergate was to Nixon, and yes, it is a pun, this will become Schneider's Watergate. Because the arrogance of the Republican governor of Michigan, I mean, first of all, you take away their elected representatives and say you have no power.
Yeah.
And then they do actions like this. And then they try to cover them up. And then they tell them, oh, by the way, no worries, just keep drinking the water, which they know is poisoned with lead. And worse, it's now, the lead has corroded because river water is more corrosive, the entire pipe system. So they've got a major infrastructure rebuild to do, all because they wanted to save a few dollars on water and not take it out of Lake Michigan and Detroit.
And what's almost worse is the fact it's non-democratic as well.
Well, the whole thing is non-democratic.
You know, I mean, appointing people to do these things and stuff is awful.
No, the mayor and the city council of both Flint and Benton Harbor had no power whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then what did the governor try to do? He tried to blame the mayor and the city council because they didn't do their job. Well, they can't do their job. They have no power. He's the only person that has the power. So this, hopefully, will be the end of these special measures administrators and put the power back in the hands of the people. You know, I mean, it is
Yeah,
almost British. The
I
way
hope so, but don't hold your breath on that one, Dennis.
I won't.